started Current Studio because we really saw an empty pocket in the Oklahoma City community for ways in which artists can present their work. And the idea that artists can make work and experiment with new ideas with the freedom and the support is something that we need more of for artists to be able to grow and develop.
And also creating a space where work that is more about expressing an idea or creating an experience for the audience has a place, even if it may not be something that is necessarily sellable.
And that is a big deal for artists because oftentimes they have to cater to the whim of the buying public as opposed to expressing authentic ideas.
The programs at Current Studio are designed to meet multiple needs. So we're trying to support artists in their making through providing space, time, money, and logistical support. But we're also trying to create new experiences for the audience and for our community.
Among exhibitions and the things that we do with presenting art to the public, we have Crit Nights, which is a really awesome component for artists to be able to present their work. It's a moderated discussion to help artists make the best work that they can with critical and constructive feedback.
One of our programs is our Artist in Residence program, which we do about twice a year, where we select an artist and invite them to come in and make Current Studio their current studio for a month. We give them a stipend to help them make their idea possible. They work in this space for about a month to prepare the new work for an exhibition.
One of the things Current Studio does is we have a Sunday Soup, which is a bi-monthly community meal, for lack of a better description, in which people can come together and have conversation and meet each other.
In addition to the more gallery component of Current Studio, we also have 2 storefront spaces that are occupied by artists who are having their working studios there. We have the Next Door Studios and also the Current Co-op. And it's really great to provide not only affordable studio space for artists, but also a place that has inherent to its design a community building component to where the artists are sharing a space together, they're working next to each other, and it's been really exciting to watch that turn into, artists teaching each other new things and starting to collaborate and influence each other in their work.
And that was really identified as a need for Oklahoma City, for artists to be able to have a space that they could have some fluidity in making their work. And it's really been amazing being able to open up that opportunity for a variety of artists working in a variety of media. We've learned a lot about the needs of artists, and we've also met a lot of artists through the process.
In our first year, we completed 2 artists in residence. The first was Nicole Emmons-Willis, who is a stop motion filmmaker primarily. During her residency, she really focused on developing the concept of this film, which was really inspired by the notion of a dollhouse and ideas around domestic life and the role of women in the domestic life. And so during her 1-month residency, she was able to create several minutes of footage towards her film, which we presented as vignettes, but she also created all of the sets and the puppets and the props and everything that went along with it during her 1-month time here. Talking with her at the end of her residency, that 1-month period was one of the most productive periods of her artistic practice, just because she had the dedicated time and space and support for making it happen. Our second artist in residence was Erin Shaw. She created a project called The Stream of Stories, which was something that she had been dreaming about for quite some time, was scaling up her work to create more of an immersive environment. She's primarily a painter and had presented her work in pretty traditional formats that painting is typically presented in, but she had this vision of creating an environment that was almost like walking into a life-size pop-up storybook. And so through her residency here at Current Studio, she was able to spend an entire month focusing on creating those pieces. And with our support of money and logistical support, we were able to create an entire environment in that 1-month time period that typically would have taken her much longer to realize without that kind of support.
What I really enjoy the most about doing Current Studio is, of course, working with Kelsey and the collaborative nature of our relationship and our partnership here, and then the artists that we get to work with. It's been a reinforcement of relationship. We've met new people through the process, and the community that we're building is invaluable.
One of the other things I really love about Current Studio is the impact that can be made on our community, both in the neighborhood, but more broadly for Oklahoma City, Oklahoma in general, that as individuals working together, we can do something and see an immediate effect in our community.
We really welcome people to come to Current Studio and see our exhibitions, participate in our programs. We have regular hours. We also have a lot of events, and we're always free and open to the public.
Let me rephrase that.
I'm gonna redo that because I wanna get that right.
I was only halfway listening. I should have been listening more closely to what you said so I don't duplicate.
I never know what to do with my hands. I'm sorry if my arms are distracting, if I'm like flailing. We really appreciate the community's support in figuring out and that's not it.